I don't think there's anyone on the planet who isn't aware of adult coloring books and the benefits of them, but we thought it was time scrapbookers got their day in the sun.
That's right, by golly, and so we've got the new Colorist collection with papers, paper toll, scrapbooking dazzles, and beautiful colored ribbons, and wait till you see it.
Right, what better than that? We have lots of ideas to show you. Come play with us. Here is the collection, but we're going to really focus on the papers to begin with. So let me bring these two out.
There goes some of the color, and here's black and white, but you'll see more color.
Well, these are 12 by 12. There are 2 of each I'm going to show you. Because they're hot off the press, you know you're going to get ideas on the packaging, both in the front and on the back, and these are coordinating elements. But let's look at the papers. Now,
beautiful.
Isn't that fun? And card makers, yes, you can cut these up and use them if you like. No problem.
And it's got really kind of a Zentanglish look, kind of.
Which is really true of kind of all of the adult coloring. So you can see all over. And our next one is a beautiful border, as you can see.
That's beautiful. I love the dots around the other areas.
Right. Very, very pretty.
And micro dots.
And then we have a black, which is kind of fun because any color that you put is really going to pop.
Right.
And so that's an all over pattern.
And so far you're just seeing black and white.
Right, because you're going to add the color. Dots, lots of dots all over. We'll show you some examples. Got it with the white background, also have it with the black background. So you can do that. And then some chevrons. Now, what did we do on the other side?
Yes.
Well, you might ask. Well, we added lots of dots. So we've added color. And you can see, and we'll get in close.
Red, yellow, there's a green, there's a pink. So all of this can go with some of those fantastic coloring things you're going to do on the front.
Teal, purple, pink, green, yellow, and red. So you can see all of that.
Beautiful. And coordinating ribbons.
Of course.
There are black and white ribbons. There are also colorful ribbons, and that's going to match with everything you do. So we've got this beautiful sheer swirl. We've got dot and edged on there with white. We've got that same style in a red. We've got a stitched black and white, a sheer in a green. We have a grid in a green. There's that beautiful glitter velvet ribbon that we're using everywhere now. We
certainly are.
And the glitter does not come off. We have a great blue crepe, a yellow grosgrain, which is nice. Also a lilac colored grosgrain, and a great black shimmer ribbon. And I love the little check. This is great. So you know you can go towards a black and white theme, or you can go with a color theme. It's up to you.
Now these are the papers. As I said, they're 80-pound paper. You get 2 of each design. Then to go with it, we have some florals for colorists.
Beautiful.
Now these are going to pop if these colors look familiar. It's because they match the ones that are on the back of the papers.
Right.
But to add your color, and as you know, these are all die cut. You just pop them out and layer them. You can do some journaling.
Computer journaling. You can write on there.
Or stamp it.
Write stamping. Beautiful.
There you go. All of
and there are
those.
always the 3 designs on the paper toll, so you could just stack them on top of each other.
Or in this particular case, you can use them individually.
Right.
So that adds.
It's very simple to do that. They look just fine on their own.
Yes.
They don't rely on each other to be able to.
Now the Colorist dazzles. These are 12 by 12. The bonus sheet you're getting is this, and you're going to see that on many of the projects. So these are the sparkle pink flowers.
Right.
And let me go on the back where you can get a nice image of all of those. There are, as you know, the borders are in 6-inch lengths, so that makes it easier to handle.
Right. So they can go together and go all the way across a 12-inch page. But I also love all of the collection of great journaling pieces.
Right.
They're large pieces that you can put on a card. You can put them on a page easily.
This is happiness, and you can see the flowers that are going to mirror the flowers that you've seen in the papers and in the paper toll. And in this case, let me see, there are how many? 600? See,
64 of the flower dazzles and 66 of the black dazzles that you're looking at.
So lots of,
altogether, that's
lots of
over
goodies.
120 dazzles. I think it's like 130.
Not bad. Okay, so let's get into our project.
Okay.
Now, those dots, what might you do? Well, you can add in some color, or you can add in a lot of color. We'll get in close so you can see that we've added a little color.
Just a little.
Just to pick up the colors in the photograph.
A fun process of just coloring in just a few of those dots, and Lene did that with the lights set of the Spectrum Noir pens. So I've got that blank, and I think she turned it this way, so it kind of, yeah, it kind of looks better that way. It sort of looks like they're going this way. So they've got a few colors, a pink, a blue, and a yellow, and you can just simply start coloring somewhere. So have fun coloring in blue just every so often. I think this is a little bit darker than the one that she chose, but just pick where you want to add some color and start. And don't do them too closely together. You want to give them some room, and very simply start
And she
coloring.
did them randomly, just as you demonstrated. But what I think is fun is sometimes it's a struggle to match the colors, and in this case, it's easy peasy. Just get out your pens. Now this big circle, celebrate the little things, which I think is just really charming.
It was done with our 8 circles and scallops cutting dies.
Very, very useful cutting die set.
We keep it very handy with our cutting die machine. We use it often.
And so you can see the background. So it was the back of one of the colorist papers, and then just black cardstock, and then putting in some, in this case, the teal jewel dazzles.
Right, and I do love that touch of black cardstock. It's a nice frame for that piece, for the photos. It's just a little extra something to set off the colors in this set.
Now look what's going on down here. We're going to want to get in close to see these because they are stunning.
They are beautiful. Those are the scrapbooking dazzles. I love that some of them are placed on silky papers, white silky papers that makes them easy to color on with those Spectrum Noir pens.
The silky papers are designed to be bleed proof, meaning that the color will not seep through, and they are very, very white. Now what that means is that they don't have a blue tinge or a yellow tinge. They're white so that your color is going to really pop, and so that's the benefit of it.
A true color with it, and they're simple to use. They're kind of smooth, so they're easy to blend, and you can just start coloring in, and I would go around the outside. Actually, what I would do is just sort of fill it in all the way, like that's kind of a fun thing. And then I would add maybe an extra line around the outside, sort of outlines it, makes it a little bit darker, or you can go in on the inside and just leave a little white on the edges if you want. So fun to color in, get some nice looks with that. And what I like that Lene did here is that in the back she left the leaves. She placed them directly onto the green paper, so she didn't have to color those in.
Interesting. I like that layering. And these are just flat onto the paper, so you can see, and then adding some of those sparkly pink dazzles just in the center of some and on the periphery of others. I agree with you. I like the leaves just left like that.
Beautiful look. And that's just fun. That's fun to do.
I think the coloring that you showed is just an easy way to do it, to add that shading and highlighting. And you can see there's another technique that Lene's done.
Yeah, you can do that in the center of the flowers. You can do it on the outside edges, just a little something extra. And it makes them just stand out just a little bit more.
A lovely border, and just absolutely stunning. Absolutely really nice.
I love that one piece of paper here on the left side, and then just a few of the scroll dazzles here at the top, at the bottom.
We'll get a little bit closer to see that. So the scroll with one of the flower dazzles, one at the top, hi guys, and down at the bottom.
So what a fun collection. Right away you're getting a color because you can use the back of the paper, and then you can add your color to suit.
Now, if you want to really go with those colors, you can do a page like this. And this has the blocking of the colors. In fact, there's a companion page with it, as you can see. So really taking advantage of the back of the papers and really playing with the dazzles. So let's bring those in.
So these haven't been, I mean, you can choose also to not color them in. You can just use the colors on the back, and then you can back those dazzles with the paper. So these leaves have been backed with the green paper, and then the flowers. It is mentioned that some Spectrum Noir was used just to color in those flowers just a little bit. You could do that. You could also back them with that pink paper that you have in the set.
Back up just a little bit. What a fun border around that sweet little image. So this is really cute. A special day, and you can see how beautifully it has been highlighted.
These have been backed with the different papers, one piece at a time here, and you can do the pink first. I would back that centerpiece in pink, and then I would back from here all the way around with the yellow. And that's easy to do. And then a design toolkit was used to trace and cut out for a label.
Right, and you can see those flowers. And another of the scroll work, we saw the scroll work on the first page, but it does a nice job of just finishing that image. And then this is happiness, as we saw. On the companion page, again, have used a border, and I think it's stunning, going along the edge of the photograph.
Along the edge of it, and just a little of those pink flowers as well. The pink, and then some of the black flowers laid on top of them. It's very simple to accomplish and just makes a gorgeous look. And
this is another of the words. This is one piece, so we can get in and see days like this make me smile. I would think so. And adding in the dazzles on the side.
In this one in particular, the word this was colored in with a pen, so you place the dazzle on that pink paper and then just color in one word.
I think this is really fun. I think this is the first time we've had dazzles really playing with the flower dazzles. Usually these are sold in a set of 3, but to see them in with these larger dazzles really creates a really nice place.
Yeah, that's a really nice combination. I like that.
Okay, now that was several scrapbooking pages. Yay, scrapbookers! Yay. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of card making. So this is, and I think this does a nice job of saying how generously sized those dazzles are, and that's something we can do on those larger sheets.
Exactly, and what I like is that there's at least one big word that's really rather large, and you can color that in this case with stickles. And just one word, and then leave everything else with the patterned paper playing behind it.
I think this is also a nice, shows you the nice contrast with the white, and this is done with the center step cards, and you can also use the template.
Right, easy to get that focal right in the center. And then those border pieces, the dazzles were placed directly on the card and then colored in with Spectrum Noir pens.
Very, very nice.
You know, you can also use aqua pens, you can use watercolor pencils.
Sure, lots of options.
Right. I particularly like using the aqua pens because they have a really fine point on them. Very easy to color in. All of our Colorist products with those.
And I think this is worth noting, as this one piece using the pattern that's in the either the template or the die cut cards, but then tearing this one and inking the edge, it really creates a nice framework for that.
It's almost like this is hiding behind and it was torn away to see it. It's kind of a neat
There you
look.
go. So, and the inside, live each day to its fullest, words to live by.
And there are tiny little black scrapbooking dazzles that are in the same shapes as those pink flowers.
Okay.
And there are stickles in there too, stickles in the center of each of those.
Okay, so we have that. Now, this is the same idea, the same dazzles, but used differently. Now, this is on a regular card, but it has been cut so that the center, or so that the flap becomes a center area.
Right. That's really simple to do. I've got a 6.5 inch by 5 inch card here, and just for that front panel only, just make a cut 1 inch from the edge, and then you're going to cut these pieces off like so.
Just right along the fold.
Just right along the fold. So I'm just going to cut here and here. And then that front flap just is minus those two pieces on the edges, and there you go.
Yeah.
Very simple to do. I kind of cut that straight. Not very
Well,
straight.
she'll cut that straight later on.
Yes, I will.
But look at the colors, and that's what I think is so fun, is that you can really play with colors, with the dazzles, with the colorist, because you get to choose it yourself. And these are colored in fact, nice
Those
border.
Again, just place those directly on the cardstock, but this time you can use Wink of Luna pens. And that's what has been used to color all of those in. So I've got that I've placed some on cardstock. Shake up your Wink of Luna pens. We have a webisode on the Wink of Luna pens,
yes.
so check that out to see the different ways you can use those, and then just start coloring in. And very simple to do. I am going to avoid the black a little bit, but you know, you can't really see it, so I think if you go over it, it's not going
you
to
don't want to waste
harm
your ink.
anything. Right. But anyway, just that, and they have this nice shine to it, and a little bit of shimmer.
And coming back here, you could really see that shimmer on the something, which was colored in, and on this card. Just really, really sweet. And then the inside, days like this make me smile. We've seen that earlier. I think that's pretty, having just a few of the flowers trailing off.
Just sort of, and not touching each other, just sort of off on their own.
Very nice.
Very
But
cute.
really striking how you can play with the white against the color. Now we have another, and this is got something special going on, especially down here.
Right. So in
We're getting
particular, we want
close.
to look at those scrapbooking dazzles, and you're seeing micro glitter on there.
Right.
Now, the way to do that is to take that dazzle.
Well, first I'm going to show, this is with the self-adhesive. This product comes from Holland. They call it foil. It's actually a very special double-sided adhesive.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, in doing this technique, we tested every adhesive we could find, and this is the best. So just, if our experience means anything, there you go. You can't go wrong with this.
We use it all the time.
Yeah.
It never fails. It works perfectly.
4 sheets come in this package.
Right. And what I did was take one of the dazzles. When you remove the top layer of, or one layer of that adhesive, this is what the paper is going to look like. So if I had a square of that adhesive, I would remove that top layer, place the dazzle on it, and then cut around the edges of the dazzle. I personally save that piece because it's waxy on the back to hold on to my dazzle while I'm working with it, so I don't stick my fingers all over it. But once you get that on there, then you want to sprinkle micro glitter on there.
Right, and this is the crystal micro glitter. It's clear. From our friends at Stampendous.
You just sprinkle that on there, and we have just a little 3-step process of burnishing it in with your finger.
Burnishing means rubbing it with your finger.
Burning, right. Rubbing it in until it's all stuck all over that adhesive.
Tap, tap, tap.
Tap it off, move it to a clean area. You do not add more at this point. You just continue to burnish it. This is a technique that we do very often here, so it's a really familiar one to a lot of you, I'm sure.
And you want to do this process 3 times. No cheating. 3 times, folks.
3
because
times.
you want to get that glitter embedded into the adhesive so that you're not wearing it for the rest of the day.
Once you've done that, now all you're seeing is yellow back there. If you want to go ahead and remove the back layer, I'm going to try to catch the edge of the adhesive covering. It's paper. It's still paper on the back.
Right.
So let me see if I can do our little trick of wiggling it and then removing it. I didn't prepare this ahead of time. Once I remove that adhesive backing, oh my goodness, I'm going to try it on another one. Then I'm going to place it directly onto the cardstock, or you can place it right onto the paper.
Right.
Oh my
either
gosh,
way.
I think I got it. Yay!
There you go.
And it's translucent. You can see through that. So you can put that on colored paper, on pattern paper, or you can put it, I'm just going to put it right here on this white paper, and then you
can you see the glitter right now? I think you can.
Sure.
Now
you can see the glitter on there, but you can also start coloring that in. So
now you want to tap, tap, tap it. not do what you were starting to do.
I'm
watching her, and I'll be watching you.
Up and down, that's so that it doesn't remove the glitter. But look
it's also
how
so it
beautiful
doesn't
that
hurt
is.
your pen tip.
Right. Okay.
So,
you don't want to hurt the pen tip. So anyway, color it in like that. Very good points. And you have an absolutely beautiful little flower.
Look at that. And the green was done, the yellow was done, and you get that clear shine that is not going to walk around on you. So celebrate the little things. Very fun with the color blocking, using the dot papers on the back, and then there's one on the inside just waiting for your sentiment.
So,
now,
just beautiful.
We're going to go back to scrapbooking for a moment, and this is one of the sheets. Yeah, it is a POW, and this is the black sheet, if you'll remember, and it's been colored in. Remember I said that, yeah, if you want to pull that back.
Yeah.
When you add color against that black, it's really going to pop, and only the flowers were colored, not those dots.
So this before.
Yeah, and after. And this has been really making a super-sized mat, if you will. And these are the paper toll, so you can see that this was computer journaled on it.
Very simple to
and
do.
If you're not sure about computer journaling, if you go on the Paper Wishes website, go down to the bottom, the 101 sites, card making 101, scrapbooking 101, stamping 101.
Right.
You did
It's an invaluable resource.
Yes,
if you're new to all of this, it's going to show you some of our basic techniques. You can also go through Webisodes and find lots of fun things like that. But the computer journaling is a very simple process, and we show you how to do that.
It's a good tool. Now you notice, you may have noticed that when Gail touched that, this one moved. Well, these are the white wild flowers.
Right.
And
they are paper. They are made out of paper, but they are embossed, so they have some texture. And they were colored with Spectrum Noir pens, as well as that background that we're talking about. There's a big, beautiful one with those beautiful ribbons on there.
Now, this is Happiness, was placed onto white cardstock, trimmed out, and then just you can see this is Happiness was colored in. Now we'll back up just a little bit because I want you to see the oval.
That big oval in that teal paper back there.
Yes, that of course is on the back side. And here is the oval. Now obviously you're not going to buy a cutting die this large.
Right.
This gets you many sizes, all of the way from this tiny one in the center all the way out to the about 11 inch.
Perfectly easy to choose your oval, trace, and then cut out your papers. And very simple to do, and that makes a great background.
And you can do it as a solid and then just turn this around and do the other solid, or if you want to have a series of circles, or if you want to punch holes, you've got them measured on the other side of ovals.
Okay, there's a great little idea down here as well, because you know it's us, so
we have to show you more to do. But I just wanted to point out that this it's a square, 12 by 12, then a rectangle, and then an oval. And the oval, I feel like, softens it.
It's great. I also love these strips that were made, and that was done with this paper.
Yes.
So just cut a strip of that, and you have a nice little border piece there.
And in that case, leaving it uncolored.
Great.
So
some of the scrapbooking dazzles coming out from behind those flowers. Just a gorgeous look. Those pinks. And you know, you can make those any color you want, which is super cool. It doesn't have to be bright pink.
If your family did not cooperate and dress in neutrals, as this family very cooperatively did, you can add the color and make it match.
And make it
yes.
suit. Okay.
Now we started with the paper toll there. I just wanted to bring in another of the paper toll. Now you can really see that cluster is right there.
Right.
And the dots that you talked about are effectively used as the backing.
And I love that it's sort of continuously going across all three levels here. It's the center step, but it's in the background, it's in the center. But this piece that we're first of all using the paper pattern that comes with that die cut card, and that flower piece was cut out, and then it was colored in with watercolor pencils.
Right, so there you go. So just letting you see all the variety of mediums that can be used, and there's our very favorite glitter ribbon, isn't there?
Okay, but you don't have to color it in, do
You
you?
don't have to. In fact, one of our favorite techniques is black and white
Black
or
and
white on
white.
white. Now, I have to offer this with a little bit of a qualifier.
Okay.
This cutting die will be available later. It's not available right this
Not
moment,
yet.
but it's such a beautiful look in combination with the Colorist papers. Just had to show you. Had to show you.
You can achieve a window. We do have a template, a
We do.
windows and doors
We
template.
do.
So you can do something like that with this. Cut it out of black cardstock, back it with that torn vellum. But I just love that this is that border piece,
Yes.
that the Colorist papers, and then just a little bit of silver stickles to accent it just a little bit.
So
the
we'll
ribbons there that work
back
with it
up a
perfectly.
bit just to see. And I think this is just a wonderful example of those larger images or border images so effective on a card.
Right.
Absolutely
And it's
effective.
very minimalist. You don't have to
Right.
color it in, so you've got that option with this paper pad.
And in this case, we have some flowers peeking outside the inner window. So at this point in time, excellent idea. You can use the windows and doors template. Later on, we'll have the garden window cutting die.
Yay.
So
But for
lots
now,
of beauty with our colorists.
The beautiful Colorist papers with all of the ribbons, and we've got the paper towel, the papers, and the scrapbooking dazzles, and beautiful ribbons.
Lots of ways to color your world.